Something about this divorce has people asking questions. Jelly Roll and Bunnie XO recently announced the end of their marriage after nearly 10 years together. But then Nicole Arbour stepped in with a claim that changed the conversation. She suggested the split could actually be a publicity move tied to a future launch, not just a breakup.
Oh my God, what happened? I thought you guys were the perfect couple. I saw. If you didn't hear, the worst couple in the world is breaking up. Jelly Roll filed for divorce against Bunnie XO, a dirty sock in human form. Now I see the internet speculating about why he cheated. She stood by him the whole time. Why would he do this to her? Well, clearly you haven't seen the Jelly Roll files, and I suggest you go watch them first. Skedaddle. Now, as someone who is unfortunately educated on most things smelly, roll, and rabbit, I'm going to give you my educated 2 cents. This is way deeper and more sinister than anybody's talking about. If anything doesn't show you guys that everything I said about these people is true, how embarrassing, Bunnie, that a 10-year marriage ends. 10 years of family and memories and all that stuff. And do you post a mutual, we respect each other and please value our privacy and we're going to move forward together amicably? No. You post a hooker promo shot with getting my sparkle back. By sparkle, I assume you meant random men's semen on your face for money. How embarrassing. You're telling me after 10 years with someone, the best you got is a titty photo and a poorly lip-synced TikTok to Chad Kroger. Again, with the poorly lip-synced TikTok that I don't know why OnlyFans models and hookers can't lip-sync on time, but they can't. Maybe their mouths are just too stretched out and too full of filler to form the words on time for lip-syncing. It's a theory. It's my working theory. And you obviously use the Chad Kroger song because you're trying to convince people that you have a little side thing going with Chad and he's your rebound. If you guys go look at the video that she posted going to say hi to Chad from Nickelback, awkward. We can all say that you posted that so you don't have to admit that you were dumped by a guy that eats his own boogers. How embarrassing that you would post backstage calling him daddy days after your husband filed for divorce. You know damn well that Chad came to give a polite hello to Jelly Roll's wife on account of you were still wearing your wedding ring after he filed. He wasn't wearing his wedding ring, but you were wearing it because you're a manipulative psycho. You needed to trick the inbred idiots that you call fans into thinking that Chad is your rebound. Just picture what she did backstage there. She tells her friend, hey, go run ahead and film this, okay? Okay, wait, I'm gonna wait right here and then you go film. Are you filming? Are you rolling? Okay. Pulls down the little white skirt. Snatch kind of out. Okay. Hi, Zaddy. He's just being normal and kind of chatting and whatever. And she's like, It's like she set up the shot. This whole thing is so embarrassing when you think of it on a micro level. That very needed dig aside, let's break down why they're likely getting a divorce, assuming this isn't another PR stunt, which they do. What happened to their twins? You know? Y'all catching on yet? That we've been fed complete bullshit about these people for years now? Where'd the babies go? Is somebody else just taking your babies now, or? Because you know dang well if something unfortunate happened and they lost those babies, that would have been in the press in 2 seconds. They put out a press release when they fart. That would have been in the media. Remember earlier this year when Jelly Roll had that medical emergency, but it turns out it actually happened in December and they were lying about the dates of it and just using it to try and cover all the real stuff that was coming out about that. Remember that? Good times. It's so crazy that he was able to fight in WrestleMania just a couple weeks later, healed. Don't get me wrong. I mean, maybe this is another PR stunt. Maybe this is a way for them to separate their assets because of the lawsuits that are coming in and the investigations that are happening at all sorts of different levels. Maybe. It's still a possibility. I would put nothing past these dirtballs except for a shower with a good scrub. Or maybe, just maybe, this is real. And Jelly Roll's team came to him and said, listen, it's time to cut the dead weight that is a hooker wilding out while she's supposed to be cosplaying a Christian and a preacher's wife. It's not really working. She's having a hard time keeping the demon hidden. Maybe Jelly Roll found out all the evil things she's been doing behind the scenes. I mean, her own sister has come forward and said, 1, that her book is bullshit. 2, that Bunnie left their mother to die alone and then stole the family's assets. Even though she was not brought up in that family, the sister allegedly didn't have enough money to get a lawyer to fight Jelly Roll and Bunnie's lawyers. And 3, her own sister is saying every time she tries to speak out against this, her accounts are taken down, which I actually witnessed twice. Maybe it has something to do with the multiple women who are claiming that they were trafficked by Bunnie. Their words, not mine. That's weird. I mean, I've gone my entire life with no one ever using the word trafficked with my name. let alone multiple women with very similar stories. Maybe it's the multiple women who are alleging that Bunnie got involved in their custody cases, allegedly blackmailing them into sex work and different types of sex work in order to get their children back. Also a strange thing for multiple women to allege. Maybe it's the many women who have said they're terrified of Bunnie and the bad things that she can do to them. Some of these women are too scared to go to the police because they've been told, like I was, that they will no longer exist. I hope everybody understands that this divorce is the tip of the iceberg. Just a few days after posting this, he filed for divorce. Maybe he filed for divorce because of her perpetual lying and sloppiness of it. This chick is a PR nightmare walking. Today, I was sent multiple voice memos that Bunnie has sent around to people straight up lying about me. Remember when she said they were never offering me a settlement?
My husband was going to give her like a settlement, like we were going to give her a settlement.
What was it? First it was Nicole's crazy, nothing like that ever happened, she's just a nutcase. And then when I showed the settlement offer that you guys sent to me for all the evil, psychotic things that you did to me for 5 years, you were like, we were just kidding. We were never actually going to sign it. So you just had your lawyer negotiate in bad faith for an entire year on a settlement that you had no intentions of making? That shows who they are. Maybe Jelly Roll found out what happened with Brittany Furlan. Did we want to share that with the class? When all was said and done, it seems like Bunnie had orchestrated the entire thing as a way to launch the single with Ronnie Radke and Jelly Roll. This seems to be like an ongoing thing that she does. Uses women, creates giant scandals to destroy their lives, their names, put them in physical danger, and then launches something off of it. She used her own sister for her book. Maybe the coordinated smear campaigns that you consistently launch against people aren't very on brand for the cosplay Christian anymore. It's always the same guys and it's so obvious. Maybe it was the men who were allegedly drugged on the whore tour. Oh, if you guys didn't know, Bunnie went on a whore tour. She would go on Jelly Roll's tour bus and tour with him and still have her hooker clients at different cities. I would not be surprised if that's true. Or maybe he got sick of being married to a person who goes after every influencer or just an individual person who disagrees with Bunnie. Laundry list of influencers that she's sent lawyers after, or just her army of evil people to get their accounts taken down, hurt their businesses, destroy their lives. Maybe he didn't know that she had hired witches doing spell work for them monthly for an unidentified amount of time. At the same time, he was claiming to be Christian and saved and holding up a Bible that had never been opened. She, in her own words, had hired witches to be doing monthly spell work. Odd. Maybe it was the high-level, completely non-embarrassing content that Bunnie kept putting out, like last week's hit, How to Wash Your Snatch. Strange that Bunnie's hit podcast has tens of views on the videos. Weird. Maybe Jelly Roll got sick of calling, who is it, Robert Kelly at the Metro Police? It's Robert Kelly, right? That you guys call to clean up any messes that you make? And is it for a fee or how's that work? Can you explain that to the general population? Maybe he got sick of being embarrassed at a wife talking about his sex life and peeing every chance she gets. Maybe it's the consistent rumors in Nashville that she never stopped escorting at all, ever, during their entire relationship. I mean, who knows why he filed for divorce when it could be so many different things. It could be so many different things. What I would put money on right now is that Bunnie is about to go buck wild. She doesn't have the cosplay Christian PR reins anymore, honing in her crazy evil whoreness. She's gonna go buck wild. We're just in the third inning. And mark my words, there's so much that's gonna come out about these people. Hard-hitting investigative journalists are now digging into this. There's a full documentary that's a brewing. Apparently, Jelly Roll was willing to apologize, settle with me, and make things right. It was Bunnie who stopped it. So maybe I'll get an apology now. I'm Nicole Arbour. Go team.
And that's where things get interesting. Because Bunnie has openly discussed how painful the situation has been, while Jelly Roll has denied rumors of cheating and insisted they still care deeply about each other. So now fans are split. Was this a real ending, or is there another chapter nobody sees yet? That's the question people keep debating.